Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to FTB Interactions. So, since last episode, this is still very stonish, but you can see I have dug this out, opened this up a bit, and we now have what's going to be our Tier 6 Blood Altar. Now, I'm to the point, I've built Blood Altar so many times, like it's just kind of like, okay, I can do this just about without looking. The main difference in this pack, of course, being our caps, right down here. Our caps are a little bit different. We need skystone block, we need titanium, and then we need crystal clusters and beacons. Oh yeah, we have to go to Euclides Prime for the Tier 5 altar. Because we have to use Pharaoh's beacons. I was about to say, because like the crystal clusters are actually super cheap in this pack. Super cheap. Tungsten steel, we could actually pull this off at the moment, and the rest of these we'll be able to pull off here soon, I think so. Yeah, actually. We'll be able to pull these off pretty soon, but this is what's going to hold us back from going to a Tier 6 altar, it looks like. So we might actually end up crafting the crystal clusters and just be waiting on the beacons before it's all said and done. But if you don't remember, how to, I think it's right here. If you don't remember how to build out the blood altar, you can make the altar diviner. The Inspectoris Scandalum, which is what I usually use, it's disabled in this pack, but you do have the altar diviner, so you can just craft that. It's not terribly expensive. I didn't bother making one because it's just another tool that I'll have sitting around that I actually kind of don't need. So, but if you do need to use that, there you go. And all the details on how to use it's right there. So, anyways, I've got this built out, plotted out, and you can see I've dug this down. This is basically I can just go through and just place the runes, and then I did craft up a bit more runes. What was it? 28, I think. Yeah, 28 that I had to make. For this tier and this tier, which will be our Tier 3 and our Tier 4, or I'm sorry, our Tier 3 and Tier 4 altar. And then I'll have to make more runes for the 5 and 6, but that's fine. These are just plain runes at the moment. We're actually going to be upgrading these before too long. We just have to do a bit of Britannia, and like I said, we're about to hit kind of a spree of magic that we're going to be going through, so we'll get to that in due time. Now, if we pop through, I moved our portal just because I was working down there a bit. And actually, let's pop down here real quick. I've got a couple fluid trash cans. I've just been kind of waiting till the amounts get a little bit closer. We will be not voiding these soon enough, or at least not voiding so much of them. But these are almost filled up. We have about 76 buckets of ethanol, and we have 759 buckets of acetic acid. So, and I did change the acetone. I can't remember if I did that last episode or a little bit after last episode, but I did change that to a fluid trash can for now. And this did build up. We have 3.5 million millibuckets. It's actually running the ore processing system at the moment. I turned it back on, so it is kicking away once more at that. And yeah, everything else is good. We're backed up on soybeans, backed up on seed oil. Actually, what we're waiting on at the moment, and what's slowing things down, is wood. Because we don't have a stockpile of wood anymore, but that's okay. That's all right. So, also I did go mining between episodes, and yeah, a bunch of little miscellaneous stuff, and I didn't get as much time to build, but to be fair, I was doing building on another pack, so yeah. But I did get a bit of stuff done, just kind of more miscellaneous type stuff. And planning out. And actually, I figured out a build theme for our blood magic area that we're going to be going with. And so I'll be starting on that. And it's actually going to end up being pretty cheap to build. So it's going to be something I can kind of just sit down and go with. And I'm going to kind of follow our theme that we've got going on for the build. So also, this thing kicks through aluminum fast. Like, I don't know, like 3 seconds or so. It's fast. It burns through some aluminum, by the way, with our new blast furnace. So yay, we don't have to wait forever on aluminum anymore. But yeah, so anyways, let's go ahead. We're going to it's going to be kind of a mix of a little bit of magic, a little bit of tech. The tech related to magic, though. And so what we need to do, first up, if we want to upgrade our blood altar, It's actually very, very simple. Let me pop over here real quick. If we want to upgrade to a tier 3, tier 4 is going to take a little bit more, but not much. We need skystone, and actually I happen to have 4. I have more downstairs, but that saves me from having to go down there. So we've got 4 skystone blocks, and I believe... No, we need the smelted version. I think it's probably just... Yeah, it's just smelting. Okay. Alright, let me do that real quick. I think I'm getting a little bit of lag. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit. It's actually probably because I'm uploading video, which is actually just about done. So, yeah. I might cut here in a second. But we've got to do something that's going to take a minute, so that's fine. I'll probably just cut here in just a second. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this there. And we'll put that there. And that's going to bump this up. Once it registers, it's going to bump it up to a tier 3 blood altar. So, yay. And for the tier 4, all we have to do is we just have to put a cap on top of these. And that is blocks of titanium. These right here. And apparently we need to make an imbued slate as well. That's fine. Because I've actually got, over here, I made up some slates because I know we're going to need them today. So let's go ahead and grab that. We'll just drop that into there. I need to upgrade our blood production as well. Which what we've got in here right now is blazes. So I might go blaze hunting. I need to go blaze hunting anyway. And miscellaneous nether hunting. Because I kind of want to finish out these quests. Because then we can finish out these quests. And I still haven't found an infernal deconglomerator. I don't think. Actually, I might have some in the chest. I'm not for sure. But anyways, we're going to throw our imbued slate in there and get that running as well. And this is crafting, but yeah, we need to speed it up. We also need runes of sacrifice. That's something that we're going to be getting into here before too long. Hopefully I've got enough blood in here. Okay, there we go. We got our imbued slate. And quest complete. And we will get, boom, 4 more imbued slates. Huh. I wonder if those 64 painted blocks would work as caps or not. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that they won't, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's pop up here real quick. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the titanium running, and then what I'll probably do is go blaze hunting and upgrade that thing for our blood sacrifice because we need better blood. And there's 2 things that will speed it up. The first being a higher tier module because this is only a basic tier that we've got running. So upgrading that would be awesome. And then also once we get into runes of sacrifice, which technically, well, we can't even make them yet, actually. The reason being is because we need vengeful will crystals. The rest of the stuff is easy, but we do need the vengeful will crystals. So, but we're going to be working on that today. And then once we get into a bit more Britannia, then we'll be good. But, okay, so I want to make tungsten. Not tungsten, titanium. Plus I spelled tungsten all kinds of wrong. But so as per usual at this point, we're going to need to make hot titanium. And then it's going to turn into titanium. And this stuff, it's 40 seconds, 2,000 degrees. There's this method here, but we don't actually have a way, I don't think, to obtain just straight titanium dust at the moment. So we're going to be going with this method here, a mix of magnesium dust, titanium tetrachloride, and it's going to make us hot titanium and magnesium chloride. So first and foremost, I'm gonna make 1 block, and we'll see if the painted blocks count. I'm going to bet you though that they're not going to count. I'm gonna bet you, but I don't know. I got excited when I first saw it because I was like 64 blocks of titanium, and then it was like, oh wait a second now. Okay, so we're gonna need 9 buckets of titanium tetrachloride. There is a quest. I can't remember if it's going to give us. No, it just gives us a bucket. We do get 8 titanium plates though as soon as we do make a piece of titanium, which we could turn back into ingots. But I have a plan for those that we're going to use them for. But okay, the titanium tetrachloride, it's actually not too difficult for us to make it. It's a combination of rutile dust, carbon dust, and chlorine in a chemical reactor. Which chlorine, we've got automated carbon. How many pieces of carbon was it per bucket? 2 carbon, 1 rutile. Okay. And I think that's carbon. Yeah. So let me grab 9. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead and grab 36. And then we're going to need, I'm going to have to get some more carbon, but I've actually got carbon somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Okay, and then we need rutile, which I've got rutile here. Not much, though. But I've got enough for 1. This is made, by the way, this is made with, use bauxite. And right here, you electrolyze it, and you get 2, and then some aluminum whenever you electrolyze it. So we got some other way, and I don't recall. Maybe they gave us some rutile. Or no, actually it's right here probably. Thermal centrifuge, bauxite. No, actually it's right here. Whenever we centrifuge our bauxite, we get a little bit of rutile from that. Which actually I could probably get, instead of having to electrolyze it, I could maybe possibly get, let's see. Yeah, I've got a bunch of bauxite. So I could run that through. It's just this thing's like so backed up with other stuff. Like, this is steel kicking through all this stuff. It's just somewhat, but I haven't been running the ore processing system too long. I was letting it build up for a while, but you can see we're closing in on 8,000 iron. We've got 5,000 gold. We've got 775 copper. That's actually just byproduct from the gold or iron one. I can't remember, but yeah. So it's kicking through stuff. All right, and then we're gonna need a bunch of chlorine, which is fine. I've got a portable tank here. Let's pop over here to this chemical reactor, and I'll just toss in that, toss in that, and this would make 5. I'll tell you what, I'll probably be making a bit of titanium. Before long, we're going to be mass producing titanium because that's what we need for EV. And then let me grab all this chlorine. By the way, I haven't shown you this. This is something because we're not generating a ton of hydrochloric acid because, you know, it's just on a need basis, and you know, we need a whole lot more of the sodium hydroxide dust than we do the hydrochloric acid. So I did set this up. This is just kind of a little thing. Later on, we are going to change this over just slightly once we start into our fluid stuff. Some of this stuff will get slightly refined, but for the most part, it works and it does its job, and it provides me with the stuff that I need. But this right here is just another electrolyzer that gets sent the salt water over here, and then it breaks it down, and then I've got basically I didn't whenever I set this up, I didn't have interfluid conduits or the ability to get interfluid conduits, so this is actually just pressurized fluid conduits, which means I can't set a priority, but it fills these up. I think it wastes a little bit, but it does fill these up. So I've got chlorine and hydrogen right here. They just kind of stock up, and then excess goes in here, and it builds up this. But later on, what we'll do is we'll have it set to redstone. So whenever this is filled up, if we also still need sodium hydroxide, then it'll kick into this secondary electrolyzer, build up the sodium hydroxide, and then kick off whenever that's filled. So, but anyways, well, actually what we'll probably do is have, instead of having the double electrolyzer, we'll probably just have a single electrolyzer, and then it can craft these things, but whenever one of these fills up, if it still needs the other one, then it'll kick the rest of those to a trash can until it fills up both of them, and then it'll, you know, we'll do a little bit of redstone work there. But for now, that works. That works, and I'm happy with it. Okay, so let me dump in all this chlorine and get this thing running. And then while that's running, I need to get some magnesium dust. And I can't remember. I think I've got magnesium, but it might be in ingot form. I can't wait to get all this stuff plugged up. We'll be doing that before too long. Is this, that's lead. Okay, magnesium just comes from a bunch of random junk. We can actually do marble or obsidian. And actually this magnesite ore, this stuff is great. That's what we're going to use. So, and task complete. But we're going to add this to our to macerate list. And I'm actually going to throw this into here. I want you to do magnesite for a bit so we can build up some magnesium. And honestly, this should be fine for now. Because it's like a 14% chance and you get a full thing of magnesium. Plus, while it processes, there's other points in time where it pulls out magnesium. And then, I'm not really sure, the magnesite... Yeah, see, there's more magnesium whenever you wash it. You also get it whenever you macerate it initially. And then there's more magnesium right there. And then when you centrifuge it, there's more magnesium. So the whole processing line of magnesite, you get magnesium. And then you could smelt it into magnesium nuggets. A single one. Or you can electrolyze it and get a full one. Which is probably what we'll do long term. Once we haven't added the electrolyzer to the processing line. Probably what I'll do is I'll just store it for now. And then, I don't know. We might add an electrolyzer connection over here. So, anyways, no magnesium yet. Let me add this to the 2 wash line. And that'll probably start getting washed. Okay, there's our first bit of magnesium, but I need 2 per titanium, right? Yeah, okay. So that's going to have to run for a little bit, but it's pretty much every single operation you're getting chances at magnesium, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. And we can see we've got a bit of titanium tetrachloride now. So I'm hoping it's not one of the liquids that make us float. So let me grab that. And let me get a bucket. Quest complete. Okay. No reward for that. Oh, it was actually in this one. This is the one where we got the titanium tetrachloride. But we get a gourmet pork burger for that. And then we need to make ourselves titanium. Which I've actually, now that I think about it... Right here, I've got titanium ingots. So, boom, that quest is completed. And we get 8 titanium plates. So I almost forgot about these 4. But I do have to actually make some. But what we can do, fun fact, we can make ourselves an EV machine casing. And I'm going to need my wrench real quick. So let me grab that. I'm just going to throw that into there for now. And let's go ahead and get our EV machine casing. I don't think that completes a quest, but the next step will. The EV machine hull, we're going to need 2 aluminum cables. Okay, my upload stopped just now, so maybe the lag will be gone. And let's get our cables crafted. And boom, there's our EV machine hull. We got quest complete, quest complete, quest complete. Okay, so here we go. I always love when you hit a new tier because it's like, rewards, lots of rewards. Okay, so first up we get 8 hot titanium ingots. I should probably go over here before I turn that in though, because otherwise I'm going to be burning. And actually, let me pop downstairs and get some fuel because I don't have any fuel in that. I could send it over automatically. Do I want to do that? Yeah, give me a second. I haven't been sending it over because I was like, well, then I'll have to break it because I'm going to move that vacuum freezer here soon. And I will, but I think I've got time. So I'm just going to grab a GPS marker. And we're just going to send it over wirelessly because I don't want to have to keep running down and getting fuel. Because I've got to cool off a bunch of titanium, and so might as well. Oh, and I haven't gotten the, I'm sure you can tell, I haven't gotten the teleportation room done just yet. But I did start prepping some of the stuff that we're going to need for that. So I am working on it. It's not totally done. it's not done yet. So okay, so I don't need that nichrome. Let's go ahead and turn this in. Get our hot titanium and toss that into there. And that's a free 8 titanium. And then up here, which wasn't there another quest? Oh, yeah, I think there is, but I think it's like over here somewhere, one of these like random quests. Tungsten steel. Okay, but this quest here, the EV machine hull, we're going to get the trophy. We're going to get 4 EV machine hulls, and then we're going to get 4 of these circuits. I don't know why I'm getting so much lag tonight. Could just be my internet acting up, I don't know. Okay, so let's see how this is going. Post-macerate, we have 15 magnesium. And then post-wash, we've got a bunch of magnesium. Okay, I'm going to throw this into the dust compression. And then I'm going to go ahead and put magnesium into the output for this. Okay, so over here, wow, okay. I got all that compressing and it adds up quick. Let me go ahead and just grab, we'll start with like 18 of this. And we've got that, and I can't remember if I've still got some liquid. Other side. Yeah, I've still got some hydrogen. Let me just pull that out real quick. Okay, I've got 8 titanium tetrachloride, so I'll make 8 ingots real quick. And then we can whip up our first block and at least turn that in. So, there's that. Then I'll throw that in the input bus. How long is it going to take to make this? Not too long, actually. Not too terribly long. And we've got lots of magnesium. I need to start getting, well, I need to get rutile. I need to start running bauxite. Because I have a lot of bauxite. Or a bit of bauxite. I could go mine some more pretty easy. So, bauxite gets pulverized. Or washed. Okay, rutile comes up in the second pulverization. And then it also comes up in the centrifuge step. Alright. So we'll go ahead and add that in. And I'm going to go ahead and switch it with the iron for now. Okay, but we've got a bit of titanium over here in the vacuum freezer. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Did it already run? Okay, it already ran through all that. And then to get a block of titanium, okay, we can do it through the compressor. Awesome. And then I may have to cut and just let this stuff, basically let this rutile build up. I mean, like I said, I could do it. I've got lots of bauxite. I could do it through the electrolyzer and get it. But it's kind of a waste because you can just get it by processing the bauxite, you know? So we've got a quest completed, block of titanium, and we'll go ahead and turn that in. There we go. And there's a quest for demonic slate. Okay. Iridescent altar. We're going to be starting into some astral sorcery soon as well, and speed up our tree beacon, I do believe. Okay, I don't think that this is going to work, but we're going to try it and just see if it does. I'm betting you it doesn't, because I think it's not going to register. It's still not going to register as a block of titanium, but kind of a strange reward because unless you're just happening to want to use blocks of titanium for building, we'll throw that in there and see. No, it's not a tier 4 altar. Okay, that's fine. So I've got to make 3 more blocks of titanium. That's fine. It's kind of well, I was gonna say a waiting game. It's really not even a waiting game at this point. It's just, oh good, these aren't gonna stack. I'm really excited about that. What I'll probably do, because we're gonna be making a painting machine here fairly soon, so I can cover up some of our conduits in places, and so I'll probably actually just use these and copy over something new. Okay, so I'll be back once I get together. There's one more block, but I'll be back whenever I get the other 3 titanium blocks built. We'll get our tier 4 altar, and then we'll move forward. Okay, I've got all of our titanium stuff set up, and it's running, and there's magnesium over here. But what I want to do now, while this stuff is running and kicking away, and we've got a few minutes, let's pop downstairs real quick. And we're going to get another thing prepped up and ready that we're going to need. Now, whenever we go to automate demonic wheel, we are going to need to, we're going to need to have some kind of mob that gets killed. And so I was thinking, you know, we got that stabilized mob spawner, and I was debating on how I wanted to use it. And I think the way we're going to use it is going to be twofold. Wait, what did I do? Oh, it's right here. Reaper 5. Can I put... Oh, my anvil's downstairs. Can I put Reaper 5? And I know it's got that disjunction, which isn't a bad thing. I can put both of those. That's going to put Reaper 5, disjunction 4 on this sword. Which, if I recall, disjunction's the one that keeps Enderman from teleporting. I think that's what that is. Maybe. But, yeah, let's put that on there. So our sword's going to have Looting 5, Sharpness 7, Fire Aspect 3, Knockback 4, Hell Infusion 4, Unbreaking 3, Venom 2, Disjunction 4, Reaper 5. That's such a good sword. It's such a good sword, and we'll be able to upgrade our Tartaric gems here soon as well. Alright, so we're going to take this out, and, you know, I was thinking on how I wanted to use that stabilized mob spawner. Which, now that we've got Draconic Cores, I guess technically we could make more of these if we wanted to. Assuming that that's not changed, but I'm actually going to be fine with just one. And we are going to head out. And like I said, I need to go hunting in the Nether anyways. I want to kill blazes. I want to kill wither skeletons. I want to kill zombie pigmen to work on finishing out those quests that we've got. And then in addition, with the Reaper 5, we have a chance to get souls. And I would like to try to get a wither skeleton soul while we're here. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to warp back home. I forgot to bring something kind of important. Because I was wanting to upgrade our blood module as well. So we'll put an elevator down there in that one spot. I keep forgetting we need to do that. But since we're kind of on a magic spree, we're going to spend a few episodes doing assorted magic stuff, magical things. And so I'll be sure to get that elevator put in. But let's grab our Blaze data module. But okay, so I'm going to head out. I'm going to kill zombie pigmen, blazes, and wither skeletons. Blazes especially for getting points on this. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I forgot the learner. Okay, one second. And I'm going to go ahead and set the satchel to auto collect. And let's switch out the... We don't even need that one in here anymore. We'll go ahead and switch that over to the Blaze data module. I'll just put this... well, I'll hold on to it for now. And we're going to try to fill up the Blaze one. And then I've also got a Wither Skeleton one in here as well. It's faulty right now. So, but what I really, really want to do is maybe finish the quest for kills on the zombie pigmen, the Wither Skeleton, and the blazes, just so we get that stuff done. Level up the Blaze module. And get a mob soul from Draconic Evolution for the Wither Skeletons. Okay, this took a while. This took a while. Of course, it's only like a 1 in, what is it, 1 in 200 chance or something with a sentient sword with Reaper 5. Be better if we had like Draconic or Staff of Awakening or something like that. But I finally got a Wither Skeleton soul. Now, it was actually kind of funny because I lucked out. Got a zombie pigman soul and a blaze soul just while I was finishing out the quest. But this one I actually had to grind for a good while. You can see a lot of drops in here. Not very many wither skeleton skulls. But I'm also not using anything with beheading. So it is what it is. But let's go ahead and warp on home. And you can see right here where they upgraded Superior, Superior, Self-Aware, Self-Aware, Advanced, Advanced, Basic. So all of our... if we open up our Deep Learner... this one is maxed. The skeleton is not. The wither skeleton is, and the enderman is not. I did kill a couple endermen, though, while I was there. Let me go dump off this stuff real quick. And I got a couple zombie pigmen trophies, and I did find an infernal deconglomerator, because I was running around in some dungeons. So, there's that. But okay, and I got some routing nodes from a dungeon. I didn't grab much stuff out of dungeons because my inventory is quickly filling up. If we take a look inside of here, we have now completed everything in the Nether except I need to finish out Nether manganese veins and Nether stibnite and tetrahedrite veins. I'll work on that just between episodes. We do get glowstone and we get manganese dust once we finish those. But I did finish out these 3 quests, which these were the big ones. So we get a blaze charm. Blazes can't see you with this. We get a Wither Skeleton charm. Wither Skeletons can't see you with this. And we get a Zombie Pigman charm. Zombie Pigmen cannot see you with this. Now I'm actually going to put these away because I heard that they're bugged. And, well, not really bugged, but they will crash. I think it's crashed the server, if I recall, when you're wearing those. So we're not going to wear those. We're just going to put them away. I don't actually need them because zombie pigmen normally don't even bother me. And those other things. I mean, I can literally dive into a lava lake and just swim through it like it's nothing. So nothing in the Nether even registers damage at this point. I was actually, at a couple points, I went AFK while sitting next to the Wither Skeleton spawner just to let him build up, and I would come back and I was still full health, and I had a bunch of Wither Skeletons beating on me and beating on each other because they would shoot each other with arrows, which is always good. And I noticed whenever I was editing the footage, because I was editing while I was doing that too, and I never really explained what we're doing with this. You know, we got that stabilized spawner as a reward. We're going to use that with our Wither Skeleton souls. And originally I was debating between using the stabilized spawner for... man, this thing's still kicking away. But I was debating between, do I want to use that for wheel farming or do I want to use it for a Wither Skeleton farm? So we don't have to farm up skulls anymore, and that way we can start, we can get ready to automate the Wither in the coming episodes so we have infinite Nether stars. And guess what I decided? Guess what? We're going to do both. We're going to do both of them. So, I'm needing more magnesium. Is it 2 per? Yeah, it's 2 per. Okay, I only put in 18 before. But we're actually going to use a system that is just going to read how much of each one that we've got. And it's going to... I'm going to use a double fan system. So if it's grinding on wheel, it's going to push them to one side of the room where we have wooden spikes. If it's grinding skulls, it's going to push them to the other side of the room where we have a killing system. Possibly just diamond spikes, honestly. I was looking at the spikes and thinking, and these aren't terribly expensive within this pack. I mean, this is, you know, pretty much default recipe. And then the wood spikes, of course, it's going to get them to a half heart, but it's not going to kill them. And we're going to make use of that because the wheel system, for the wheel system, it actually has to kill them. But anything that we can use to drop their health is just going to speed up the whole process. So we don't use as much essence to get them killed to make the wheel. So basically the system's just going to flip back and forth based on what's needed. You know, do we need skulls? Do we need wheel? And we'll have an override so we can set it as well, whatever we want it to set. But I'm also going to put in some redstone so that it automatically detects how much of everything there is, and it can kind of do a little bit of that stuff. So, but anyways, I've got to let this titanium get finished up. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so let's pop down here, and let's get our sails, which I want to check something. Let me grab all of our self-aware, because I don't need these in the learner anymore. So we have these 3 that are self-aware at the moment. And, oops. Okay. I want to see their RF cost. So that's 80 RF per tick. That's 256, and that is 80 per tick. Yeah. So you know what? I believe with the Mob Agonizer, it uses the same RF per tick, I believe. We're going to go ahead and drop that in there, and it's going to be making 60 millibuckets per tick. I wonder if... What if I did, like, Wither Skeleton? Out of curiosity. Okay, that one's 62. So the tier is all that matters. It was doing, what, 10 millibuckets? And this is, with self-aware, it's 60. So I will take that. But right now it's field, so. Or just about field. So, now what we need to do is, in our... oh, wait, we need to do this, right? right? I'll say... We have something else we got to do. So titanium, and let's grab an imbued slate. And of course, with no speed upgrades, 60 millibuckets per tick might be fine. We'll find out. It is chewing through that life essence, even still. But luckily, we actually don't need a lot of these slates, these demonic ones, so... I'm not sure how much life essence it actually takes to make this. 8 buckets maybe? 9 buckets maybe? Okay, it looks like we actually don't have enough to make a demonic slate right now. It's just too much. We need runes of sacrifice in a bad sort of way. Okay, well let me pull that out. Let me pull that out. This thing is just, it's not that fast. And I've got to double check, but I think we can only have one mob agonizer per blood altar. If I recall. Oh, but you know what? We could do a catalyst. What, yeah, these are the catalysts we could use. So I could put in like a corrupted glitch heart and we get 3 times. And I guess for right now, if I need to craft out, because we don't have any of these because we haven't set up our mob farm yet. We're going to be doing that soon though. Let me pop up here and let me get a corrupted glitch heart. Okay, I've only got 17 glitch hearts. So, oops, that should be fine for a little bit. So I can throw this in there and it's going to produce 180 millibuckets every time that it runs. Because we're going to have a 3 times multiplier there. Which will probably be enough, maybe. But I think once we get runes and then I could always use Astral Sorcery to speed up its operating speed. I mean, that's a possibility, so... or the time in a bottle. Which I still haven't crafted one of these. I know I get comments about it all the time. I just don't like using tick speed increasers because they tend to result in quite a bit of lag. So, I don't know. I probably won't bother with that. Probably just try to make it good without needing that because I don't think we're actually going to need that. Once we get Runes of Sacrifice, I think we'll be okay. But I've got to see what kind of an effect Runes of Sacrifice are going to have on this. So, how much of an impact as to whether or not we'll need it. But anyways, okay, so we need to start taking a look at the ritual stuff. I'm going to make a demonic slate here in a minute once this gets built up. But we'll probably set up some kind of a mob system and just have it probably pumping in like end matter into this. So we constantly have an end matter catalyst bumping up the speed as well. So, but yeah, so let's take a look. I think we'll be okay. Let's take a look at the ritual stones because we're going to need a bunch of these. And I can't recall, and we also need ritual diviners. All 5 V crystals, living wood twig, 3 mana diamonds, and 2 blank slates. That's not too bad. And then the ritual stones are obsidian, reinforced slates, and the blood orb. Okay, so I'm going to have to make some reinforced slates. And then master ritual stone is ritual stones, obsidian. Okay, that's default recipe. Okay, so let's give this another shot. Now that we've got better life essence generation, I mean, it's still going to eat through it. What does it take, anyways? I could just look it up. What does it take to make demonic slates? 1,500 or 15,000 life essence. I need capacity on this. Yeah, that's still not enough to craft it right now. Okay, well, let's put that away. I don't need one at the moment anyways, so... Alright, so, and then for the dusk one, we need 2 demonic slates there. And 2 dusk inscriptions. Well, give me a minute. Let me get some stuff together. And I'm going to go ahead and get some of these reinforced slates made that we need. And I'll be back in just a little bit. And I'll go ahead and show you this. I show it off in most of my series, but yeah, I'll show it again. What we can do, actually let me rotate, just doesn't really matter. Oh, let me turn off auto collect because that's going to drive me insane. What we can do is we'll do a conduit there, conduit there. This one is going to extract always active and just insert into the blood altar. This one is going to extract always active and insert. And by the way, I guess, I'm assuming we could probably still do a Well of Suffering. So, yeah, this may just be a temporary thing. Originally, I was thinking Well of Suffering was disabled in this pack, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just since it takes a little while to get to this point of blood magic, that's why we've got the digital mob agonizer. But I can't remember. We're going to be starting into rituals, so we'll find out. But anyways, what we'll do then is on the extraction, we're going to put a filter, just a basic item filter. We're going to configure this to only accept reinforced slates. And then what we can do is we can dump in, say, 4. We kind of got to be a little bit... Oh, wait a second. Oh, it was set to blacklist. Let's whitelist reinforced slates. And then we'll throw in like 4 of these. It's going to dump all 4 of them into the blood altar. I'm not going to dump in just a whole bunch at a time. And the reason being is because it'll eat through the essence. But it doesn't eat through it very fast, as you can see. So, like, honestly, we're gaining about as much as what we're using. But that way we can let this thing auto-craft, and especially with slates, you know, they generally, if you leave them in there too long, they start turning into something new. This keeps it from happening and fills it up. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll use a hopper and then a hopper feeding in, and then I can just dump in, you know, in that case it's smooth stone. Dump that in, and then it'll just craft and fill the connected hopper with whatever, you know, so I can maybe make 2 stacks of blank slates, a stack of reinforced slates, a stack of imbued slates, a stack of demonic slates, you know. But in this case, I'm just going to use a chest. So, but I thought I'd really quickly show that to you. Okay, and I almost didn't think about this until it came time to actually make it. I got everything together that we need for our ritual diviner, but I don't have the living wood twig. And I did craft up an advanced autoclave because you need at least an MV one, and I needed to make an HV one anyways. So let's drop in that liquid starlight, and let's drop in 2 infused wood into the autoclave, get that running. I don't have anything processing through the autoclave yet, but I did go ahead and set this up over here because that's where we're going to need it. And there is our 2 vibrant infused wood. And a quest completed. And I think we get a reward for this. Yeah, we get a bucket of liquid starlight and some cookies and milk. Which the bucket of liquid starlight I'm just going to put into there. We'll be automating liquid starlight soon enough, and that is when... I just heard my thing break. Okay, well, not worried about that right this second. And then we'll automate the vibrant wood and all that stuff as soon as we go into our fluid spree. I just want to spend a couple episodes here just doing magic. Okay, so we've got our vibrant infused wood, and then we need to turn it into living wood, which I think is going to complete another quest. So we'll give that just a minute to run. And I got to thinking, I remember now, the Animus mod that's in this pack, which is somewhat of a newer mod to me. I mean, I'm familiar with a bit of it. You know, we use the healing fragments, and I use the Sigil of Nature's Leech a little bit. And it's the one that adds the Altar Diviner, which you do need the living wood twig to craft that. So, but it adds Ritual of Culling. I think the Well of Sacrifice is actually, or the Well of Suffering is actually completely disabled in this pack. So we'll use the Ritual of Culling, which basically just instantly kills the mob. It's kind of like, there was a ritual that did that. I can't remember the name of it, but it was added by one of the Blood Magic add-ons. I don't know if it's still around. I know I used it a lot in 1.7 that would just kill the mobs. And that's what Ritual of Culling does, is it will just kill the mobs. So that's what we're going to be using for blood generation, because that agonizer is just not cutting it. So we're actually going to, I think, work towards that first, and then we'll do the wheel farm, because it would just make things a little bit easier. Which I am running some Ardite at the moment. I wanted to get 9 Ardites, which I've got plenty of that now. Which this stuff's interesting because you just pulverize it and then it goes in a blast furnace, like to make it with a little bit of oxygen, and that's what you do. You just straight up just pulverize it, unless you're doing like the clump method, which we're not. Okay, our living wood is done, and we got a quest complete. Okay, no reward for that. This tab is like such a just convoluted mess of stuff, but I feel like we're making progress through this. But There's not a whole lot you really need from the magic stuff, unless you just want things like runic shielding or something like that. There's stuff that we're going to be doing though, and you do need it throughout the pack. It's just like not as much as tech. Okay, so there's everything for our resonating wand. And oh, okay. I was about to say, I think we've got enough starlight. And we're going to need a couple other things. I'm still running some blank slates through to get the stuff. We're going to need one of these, just lava crystal. Okay, there's our ritual definer. Awesome. And I've got this ardite because we're going to make a new blood orb, so we can get more essence, which I need to get that started running. What I'm probably going to end up doing is doing a separate altar that does just our life essence to keep it in our orb and keep it built up. And to turn this into a block, we just run it through the compressor. And the lava crystal, we're going to need this. And we're going to need 3 buckets of lava, diamond, and a blood orb. Okay. Well, our ardite is done. Let me go ahead and grab that. I'm getting lag again. I don't know why. I'm not doing anything. I think my internet's just being buggy tonight. Alright, but let's get our 3 buckets of lava. And we should be all set. Man, I don't know what this lag is. There's our lava crystal. Okay, now let's head on back down here. I've still got to get some more slates ran before we're really ready to set up much of anything. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and drop in our block of ardite. And we're going to give this a minute. There is our magician's blood orb. So we'll go ahead and just bind that to us. And then we'll drop in our lava crystal is a full 10,000. Okay, I should probably wait just to be on the safe side. That's to get our activation crystal. And if we need the next tier of activation crystal, it's actually not too bad to craft. We are going to have to get the demonic slates, which we can make them, but we just can't make them. I'm not sure about the ritual of culling. There's actually not a whole lot of documentation for Animus, unfortunately. But the rest of the stuff is all pretty easy. And the nice thing is you can actually use the ritual of culling to kill like withers, but it's probably not what we're going to be using to kill withers because it costs 50,000 life points to do it. But you can. And from what I can gather, the ritual of culling does not do boss drops. And I got to thinking, with our wheel system, since we're going to be running, we're going to want multiple mob types in there. What I'm probably going to do is use our blaze soul and our zombie pigman soul, maybe. Or I might go out and try to kill some zombies or, just whatever. But we might use that for wheel and use our switching system with the wither skeletons for our life essence production. So whenever we don't need life essence through the ritual of culling, then it'll move it over and, or it'll switch it over and start killing them for skulls. I think is what we're going to do. I think. And actually, while we're waiting for that to fill, a little side thing I want to go ahead and make is the imperfect ritual stone. Oh, what do we need? Except any kind of stone. Okay. And I'm also going to get a block of lapis as well. And then let's go ahead. Boom, there's our imperfect ritual stone. And then, because we're going to be starting into a bit of astral sorcery here soon. And so I'd like to go ahead and have this. And what it does, I've talked about it before. Let's set it up here, actually. I think the way it's going to go is we're going to have probably one more episode with blood magic, which will be next episode, which is a lot of ritual stuff. We'll basically be setting up rituals probably from the beginning of the episode to the end of the episode. But actually, I'd probably be better off setting it up here. One more episode of blood magic, and then we're going to move into Botania or astral sorcery. I'm not for sure which. But what we can do is we can... well, I can't right now because it's nighttime. But if it was daytime, I could right-click that, and it would turn it into night for the cost of life points. Okay, this has got enough in it. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. and get that running. And then while that's running, let's pop up here and let's go ahead and craft our first ritual stones and master ritual stones. So ritual stones are just like this. We'll go ahead and get 3. And then master ritual stones, okay, they're the same thing. And I'm actually going to go ahead and make 3 of those. We'll use these first 12 to get our master ritual stones. Is there not a quest for ritual stones? I'm actually surprised that there's not, to be perfectly honest. And I want to start getting into Mark of the Falling Tower soon as well, which means we're going to need a bunch of ritual stones. Honestly, we might go ahead and automate. It's kind of overdue. We might go ahead and automate the whole. Of course, we got the Nacra automated, but we might automate the rest of it so that we can just have blank slates, because I'm tired of making them already. But anyways, we got a weak activation crystal. So we've got our activation crystal, we've got our Magician's Blood Orb, we've got a Ritual Diviner, and let's check and see. The Ritual of Calling. Do we have access to that, or is that going to be... No. Actually, none of the rituals that I really want are on here. So we're going to have to upgrade this to the Dusk version, which takes demonic slates and 2 of the elemental inscription tools. Only 2,000 life points, though, to do that. So we've kind of got 2 different options we could take. We could either get into Botania and get some like runes of sacrifice and stuff, and or capacity, and get the altar good enough so that we can craft demonic slates. Or, and I think what we're going to do, this will probably be the only time I ever use this item, but I'm going to get a time in a bottle. And that completes a quest. And what do we get for that? Time in a bottle. We get a magic bean. The time in a bottle lets you store time as you play, as long as the bottle's in your inventory. Once you have some stored, simply right-click on a block to make it work faster. If you use this on energy producers, you can overvoltage your cables and burn them. Accelerating steam boilers and producers should work fine, among many other things. Okay. And we got our magic bean. So I'm just going to dump that into the system, because I don't need that at the moment. Okay, so as I run around, I'm going to build up time. And so what we'll do is, I'm not going to do it right now because I need to build a little bit of time. But we'll let time build up in this thing, you know, like between episodes and stuff. And then next episode we should have enough to boost up the digital mob agonizer to a fast enough rate that we can actually pull off the demonic slate. Combined with the corrupted glitch heart and the time in a bottle, we should be good, I think. Because this thing's like crazy slow otherwise. Because if we go with the runes, which we could pull these off, all we gotta do is make a runic altar, which we talked about that a bit back, and we've got everything for this. It's actually not too bad to make. And then it's fairly simple, but we need the vengeful, but we need the wheel crystals. So I think we could pull off capacity runes, which will allow us to craft things easier. So depending on how things go at the start of next episode, with the time in a bottle and the corrupted glitch hearts, we'll either do that method, or if that method doesn't work, then we'll get into a little bit of Botania briefly. So, but I think the time in a bottle might pull it off, because I can't remember how. I think it goes up to like 5 ticks. It passively collects time. The first click requires 30 seconds. The second 60. The third 120. The fourth 240, and the fifth 480. The speed at which the block ticks doubles with each click. The effect lasts 30 seconds. You can only have one in your inventory. Yeah. So, yeah, if we had you're talking 30 seconds of, I don't know, probably even third rank, third speed, is honestly going to probably be plenty for our needs. Just to craft out demonic slates, which is going to take probably about 30 seconds per demonic slate. And I'm going to need, it looks like, let's see, for the Dusk Ritual Diviner, which I know I'm going to need this, I'm going to need 2 right there. Then I'm going to need 2 here. And, oh yeah, I want a Ritual Tinker, so I'm going to need 6 demonic slates, it looks like. Yeah, we definitely need those though. And then between episodes, I'm going to work up some more ritual stones. We've got the master ritual stones that we need, but I'm going to need probably... I'm probably going to check in a test world, but I think I'm going to need close to a stack of ritual stones. So, which really isn't that bad. But I am going to need a bit of these. So, yeah, I'll probably just craft a stack and then see where that gets us to. So, because I've got a couple stacks of arcane stones, so that's no biggie to get those crafted up. But we are going to be automating slates here soon, because we're going to start needing more and more of them here soon. But anyways, I know it's kind of close to wrapping up point, and so at the beginning of next episode, we're either going to do Time in a Bottle or Botania. If we do Botania, it'll take a little bit longer, but not really that much, because all we have to do is do a quick infusion craft, and then do some a few crafts with the table, the I don't know why I can't think of what it's called, the runic altar. We'll have to do a few crafts with this, which isn't really that bad with our mana system, so which we need to automate that here soon as well, but we'll see. We shall see. I'd rather just I'd prefer to wait for this till we have wheel, and then we can just automate the recipes that we want and have it set up automated, but we'll see. I think the intended method's probably Rune of Capacity, but I think we can get by without needing to make Runes of Capacity, so I don't know. But yeah, so next episode we'll be doing rituals regardless. I might actually shoot for 2 stacks of ritual stones. I think Mark of the Falling Tower is a stack, if I recall. I might shoot for that. That way we can do the wheel farm system, which is fairly easy to set up. The Ritual of Culling set up, and the Mark of the Falling Tower set up. Those 4 things, because the wheel system is going to take 2 rituals for it to work. So, and then I'm going to need 1 temporary ritual stone just to get our other 4 types of wheel. But that's no biggie for us to do that. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It might be like a 2-part episode thing, or it might be just 2 episodes. But we're going to be just getting into a bunch of rituals, and then between episodes, I'm going to try to get some of this room built out. I think I still need to work on like the mid section and the top section. But if I get this area built out, the bottom section of the base will be fairly done-ish, minus like some little outlier sections. But because we kind of have the Thaumcraft area is like fairly good, except I just need to go through and do some lighting, which I've been neglecting because I have night vision. But I want to get the areas started in here for where we're going to be doing the wheel farm and stuff. And then I've got to figure out where we're going to put Mark of the Falling Tower at. And that's assuming that we have a Blood Orb. Yeah, the Tier 4 Blood Orb, once we get that crafted, it should have enough essence to start Mark of the Falling Tower, I should think. If not, we might have to push to a Tier 5, which won't be until we get to Ukuleles. But we'll see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.